What is up, everybody? Welcome back for another weekly predictions. We are on week 13. Hey, real quick, everybody, hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. We had a good time. Both our teams got the dub, baby. Let's go.
Facts.
So, if you watched last week's video and you checked the comments, like we said we would, we put in before the games even started who we were picking. We took Chicago to win via the spread of 9. Or no, I'm sorry. We took Detroit to cover the spread of 9.5. Chicago stayed close enough for us to get that wrong. But
so upsetting.
Yeah, especially with just the way that Detroit fumbled the bag on that. But we'll ignore that for now. They always play divisional games close, I guess. We took Dallas to cover the spread of 3.5. They did. We took Green Bay to cover the spread of 3.5. They did. And then for the Black Friday game, we took Las Vegas to win via the spread of 12.5, even though we knew Kansas City would win. We literally said we can't trust them to win by a lot. Now,
because you can't.
Just for the record, Kansas City won by what? 2?
Yeah. 2 points?
By 2 points? Matter of fact, 12.5 spread, Kansas City only got 19.
I knew they were going to win. But I don't know what's wrong with the team. I'd be so anxious if I was a fucking Chiefs fan. Every game, you are puckered in your chair. Are we going to lose this fucking game?
Dude, I genuinely don't understand why these spreads are so high. They have not won a game by double digits. What's the biggest spread they've had this year?
I don't know, but we've been victims to it.
We have. We've majorly been victims to it. Beat the Ravens by 7. All right, so there's a 7-point spread. Beat the Bengals by 1. Beat the Falcons by 5. Beat the Chargers by 7 again. All right, beat the Saints by 13. There we go. Beat the 49ers by 10. Beat the Raiders last time by 7. Beat the Bucks by 6. Beat the Broncos by 2. Lost to the Bills. Beat the Panthers by 3. Beat the Raiders by 2. For the record, if you look at the last 4 weeks, beat Broncos by 2, lost to Bills, beat Panthers by 3, beat Raiders by 2. This sounds like a bad football team.
Sounds like a super bad football team.
Just as a for the record. But they're 10-1, so we'll move on. So far this week, we're 3-1. Both of us. That's a great start. That is not reflected on the current scores. So the current scores are as of the end of last week. So I'm at 90, 86, and 5 because we did have a push last week. You are at 86, 90, and 5, so we're the exact opposite on wins and losses. That's crazy. But it's only a 4-game spread. And with us being 3-1 right now, you're only 2 games away from getting back to the positive. So this could be the week. Or we could get all the rest of these wrong.
Could be. It won't be. But it could be.
Well, let's find out. Let's start it off right here, right now, with the first game on Sunday. We got the Los Angeles Chargers heading to the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons are home underdogs, getting 1 point.
Chargers.
Agreed. I don't understand how that's not a bigger spread.
Also, for the record, because I don't recall everything I've said, I've definitely been sleeping on the Chargers.
We have been. We definitely have been.
Absolutely have been sleeping on the Chargers. I don't think we've been giving them the amount of respect that they deserve. And I almost feel like, and I could be wrong. I don't remember what we've picked previously, but I felt like at some point I gave them credit and then they let me down and I never gave it back to them.
Yeah. So I think, let me see. Chargers start to the season. Beat the Raiders, slaughtered the Panthers, lost to the Steelers. We kind of felt a way about that, but knowing what we know now, not something to feel bad about. Lost to the Chiefs, nothing to shy about there. Bullied the Broncos, lost to the Cardinals. I feel like that's where we gave up on them. Because we didn't realize the Cardinals were going to be 6-5.
Because everyone that they beat, we felt like
it was chump change.
Really teams.
Yeah.
And then those were easy wins. And they kept losing.
And then since then, they've beat the beat the Saints, beat the Browns, both of those by damn near 20. Beat the Titans by 10, beat the Bengals, and then lost to the Ravens. There's nothing to be ashamed about there. And only lost by 7 to the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have been mad sleeping on them, and we might be two of the biggest culprits. So when they lose this week, we're done with them. We're done with them.
I gave you a chance, and you let me down.
We made a whole speech about you bitches. We made a whole speech for you to let us down again? Nah.
Nah.
Let's move on.
Just talked about the Steelers, and they are going against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I am shocked that the Steelers are getting 3.
Getting 3?
Yeah.
Wow. See, I would have been less surprised with like Bengals are a 1-point underdog. I would have been less surprised with that because the Bengals started to show some life. Unless there's like a major injury.
So Pittsburgh did just lose to the Browns, but we got to remember that was that crazy weather game.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
The Bengals are coming off a bye after losing to the Chargers.
Here's the thing. Joe Burrow is playing well.
He's playing amazing. Honestly, if it weren't for their record, for their record, he'd be having an MVP caliber season. But you can't win MVP at 4-7. You just can't.
Nope.
And I will say, we'll talk about my MVP pick later. I'm gonna tell you who it is.
Are you about to be like, yo, it's Bo Nix?
No, I'm not going that crazy.
Potential Rookie of the Year candidate, though.
If Jaden Daniels doesn't fix what's going on with him, yeah.
Yeah.
I digress.
I'm taking Steelers.
I'm also taking Steelers. Can't believe that they're underdogs.
I think they win this game, and getting points, I'm definitely picking them.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, let's move on. Up next, we got the Houston Texans heading down to Jacksonville. Take on the Jaguars. Jaguars getting 3.5. Ooh. I want to say that that's not enough, but I feel like Houston's been falling apart. Let me see what the Texans been doing recently. Because am I wrong in feeling like the Texans have been slacking?
No, they have.
They got beat by the Titans last week.
Yeah, they're not performing the way.
They beat up on the Cowboys the week before that, but we knew they would. The Cowboys were injury ridden. And before that,
I'm still not choosing the Jaguars.
I know. I'm just saying this is one we could definitely get wrong.
If this was a touchdown, I would probably choose the Jaguars.
Yeah, I think I'd have to.
3 points, I can't.
I shouldn't. I know that there's a very real chance we could fuck this up somehow. But we shouldn't.
You can go if you want to go the other way, put some spice in our life, you go ahead and take the Jags.
We can move on.
All right. Arizona Cardinals going to Vikings territory. Bold move.
Man, Cardinals are birds. Vikings don't got bows. We're fine.
Vikings do have bows.
Nah.
Vikings absolutely. You should know this.
They do. I know they do. It's the joke.
You don't. Anyway,
who do you think the underdog would be here?
Underdog, from what I've seen lately, I think the underdog should actually be the Vikings.
So how do you feel about the fact that Arizona's getting 3 here?
I mean, it's a home game. I'm not egregious to it.
I know the Vikings have been slipping, but have the Cardinals been slipping too?
But let's be real. The Vikings are still 9-2.
Yeah, but I feel like that might be a symptom of their schedule more than a testament to it. The last 3 weeks, which were all the last 4 weeks, they won every game in November.
Oh shit! I'm realizing the teams they played.
They beat the Colts by 8, the Jags by 5, the Titans by 10, and the Bears by 3 in overtime.
They could only score 12 points against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
I think I am too, yeah.
If anything, out of the fact that I want them to win.
That's fair. Sometimes you got to pick with your heart and hope for the best.
I want them to win. So, and they're getting points.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I respect that. Sometimes you got to pick with your heart and accept the fact that you could be wrong, but you just don't want to be.
I don't want to be. Yeah.
I feel that. Let's move on. We got. I had to find the game. I got lost looking for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, dude. I was looking for it. I had to find it. We got the Indianapolis Colts heading to the New England Patriots. And the Patriots are getting 2.5. I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't think that's enough. Not that the Colts are good, but the Pats are worse.
Yeah. Just 2?
2.5. A field goal is enough for the Colts to win this by covering the spread.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Colts.
Yeah, me too. Let's move on.
The Pats might keep it within a touchdown.
They might, but within a field goal, you gotta anything less than 3. I feel like you just have to pick who you think's going to win.
Most likely, yeah.
Because it's very rare that a spread in a game is less than 3. Unless it's the Chiefs. Yeah. 2.5. The Raiders would have won the spread today.
But
yeah. All right. Let's go ahead.
Seattle Seahawks and the New York Jets. What's that spread looking like?
Jets getting 1. Not enough. Just gonna say it. Unless you're about to tell me something about an injury that I don't know about, not enough.
I need to check for an injury I don't know about.
Unless Gino lost his throwing hand, and even still.
So the most impressive thing the Jets have done as of late is they did beat the Texans
3 weeks ago. But then they immediately looked horrible by losing to the Colts and Cardinals.
Yep.
And they looked real bad when they lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah, 6-31. I don't know where the spread's coming from. Like how rough are the Seahawks right now?
They're better than the Cardinals.
They just beat the Cardinals.
I don't understand.
I need to see like
Geno Smith out for amputation. Like, that's what I need to see to pick the Jets.
Yo, when you said that, I thought you read it. I was like, holy shit. Bro.
That'd be crazy, yeah.
It's over. Seahawks injury report. What are we looking at?
It just says at the top, not enough, pick us.
I don't. The Jets have more people injured.
All right.
I'm picking Seattle.
I already marked us both down for it. I did. Shall we move on? We ready?
Is this one of those games? Is this like that last game where we're like, yo, we should basically bet on this game?
And then we got it wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, that was what was that? Was that Rams? I think that was Rams Seahawks.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Because the Rams looked super bad.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not picking them. I'm taking the Seahawks. You are more than welcome to change your mind if you'd like.
No, good.
All right, cool. Let's move on then.
Real good.
Up next, we got the Tennessee Titans heading to the Washington Commanders. Tennessee getting 6. I will say, Commanders coming off that rough loss to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I will say, they lost that game way more than the Cowboys won it.
6.6.
Titans coming off a big win against the Texans.
I think Washington wins this game. I'm gonna give it to the Titans with the spread.
I'm going to take Washington.
Okay.
I just don't see a world where they don't bounce back from that loss last week and put a hurting on a team that is notoriously bad. So I'm gonna take the Commanders here, but I hope that the Titans win outright.
I just need it to be within the spread, personally.
I hope that this game is either a blowout or a blowout. I don't care which way the blowout goes. But either the Titans need to win or the Commanders need to blow them out. I don't care which direction it goes, but it's got to go one way or the other. No close game. Right. Fuck that shit. Fuck that.
All right, we got the Bucks and the Panthers.
Panthers getting 6. Not enough. I'm moving on. Okay.
Yeah. Next game.
Hold on. I do still have to mark it down. It's not enough for us to make a change in the decision, but I do have to at least put the notes.
You know what? Screw it. Just give us the point.
I need you to understand, you fucked me up enough that I was putting our check marks on the Panthers. I just hope you know that.
I did not choose the Panthers, goddammit. As a matter of fact, I didn't choose the Chiefs, and you got, at least the image you sent me, you got the Chiefs marked down.
Oh, I do. I do have them on the wrong spot, but we did pick. I guess it was just because, in my brain, we got it right, and the Chiefs won.
And the Chiefs won. Yeah.
Let me move them over just so people don't look at the image at the end and be like, these lying motherfuckers.
Hey, comment section. It's him. He's the liar.
It would have been me in that moment. That's true. All right.
I'm a truther. I ain't no liar.
He's not a truther. Don't let him
I'm
lie to you
absolutely a
actively right now. He's actively being a non-truther. All right, now we can move on. We got the Rams heading to the Saints. Saints getting 3.
I'm super conflicted by this.
I am
Wait, is
too.
Derek Carr out?
Not that I know of.
I could have sworn I heard something about Derek Carr being injured.
Well, not what I was looking for, but
Report.
guess who New Orleans signed? MVS.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Yeah, no. They've had MVS. Yeah.
They just signed him. They just signed him 2 days ago.
Really? Who had MVS before?
Buffalo.
Oh. Okay. I knew he was on a different team. I thought it was the Saints. Okay.
This one's tough.
That is tough.
And what's upsetting is it's tough either way. Like if the spread was 3 points in the other direction, it would still be tough.
I am going to take a gamble and say the Saints.
Yeah, you said Carr's not injured, right?
No, but right. I know LA has looked better than the Saints.
But their records are close. It's 5-6 versus 4-7. New wide receiver, Derek Carr healthy. I'll take the Saints. This is a rough one though. Probably.
Birds.
On to the Birds.
Eagles and the Ravens.
All right.
Who runs the sky?
For the starters, Eagles getting 2.5.
Okay. So who wins this game?
Right. Also, I told you I would tell you who my MVP pick was when we get there. He's in this game. But he's not Lamar.
Saquon? Or Henry? Saquon.
Saquon would be my MVP this year.
Not Derrick Henry.
I don't think so.
Isn't Derrick Henry technically the top running back right now?
Let me see. No, Saquon is. By almost 70 yards on only 2 more attempts. Now, Henry has 3 more touchdowns.
Maybe that's what it was. He's the touchdown leader.
He is the touchdown leader. But I would have Saquon. Here's the thing: Saquon is on pace to break the record for rushing yards.
Damn.
And I saw something that said the last time a non-quarterback won MVP was Adrian Peterson At this point in the season, he had 52 yards less than Saquon. Which means he had 15 more than Henry.
True.
Now, I will say this. Derrick Henry, the argument that you could use for Henry other than the touchdowns, because I don't know if I like touchdowns as a stat so much, because you could get it 99 yards to the end zone and then they QB rush it in. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't love that stat because there's a lot of elements to that. There's no taking away your yardage. You grinded all that out all by yourself. I mean, obviously you had help with the blockers, but the point is there's nothing altering your running yards in a skew. The one thing Derrick Henry does have going for him, though, is he has only 67 rushing yards less than Saquon, and he also has Lamar on his team, who's running the ball half the time too. So he's like partially splitting reps with arguably the greatest rushing quarterback in history.
So, all that being said, who wins this game?
I'm taking Baltimore. I think Saquon's going to have a fucking field day. I think he's going to dice that defense up. But I think the same is going to be said for Henry and more for Lamar than for Jalen Hurts. I think that the running back game is real close here, but I think the QB game is not. I think that Lamar is a significantly better quarterback than Jalen, and I think that's what it's going to come down to, is which quarterback can you rely on to make up big moments in dire needs. Because I think this is going to be a slinger. Like, this is my highest scoring game of the week.
I am picking the Eagles.
Wow.
I think when it comes to which team is going to be able to score more easily, I think the Eagles are probably going to be able to march down the field better. The consistency in which they get into like 4th and inches and get that tush push is insane.
I will say, I don't know how much Eagles you've been watching this year, but the tush push has been kind of dead.
Has it?
Yeah.
Every time I've seen it, it's been working outside of the game I saw with Green Bay.
So the game you saw with Green Bay is a lot more accurate to what it is. You've been seeing highlights of it working. But okay. I need you to keep in mind, this is the same team right now that we're talking about who they throttled the Cowboys the first week that the Cowboys didn't have a team because Dak was gone. A lot was going on the defense, blah, 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 blah. They beat the Rams pretty handily last week, but the week before last, they barely beat the Commanders, who have been falling apart. And the week before that, they needed a miracle play to beat the Jags. And like Doug Peterson was actively, or not Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni was actively fighting with the fans because the fans were booing them for getting embarrassed by the Jaguars. I don't trust the Eagles. I think that the Eagles are a good team, but I think they are heavily skewed by the fact that they have had a lightweight record. Like, their schedule has been pretty fucking easy aside from a couple games. And honestly, the 3 hardest games they've had this year, they lost one of. I don't trust them. Not as much as I trust Baltimore. And I mean, Baltimore, you could say the same thing. I get that, but Baltimore hasn't lost to any teams that I don't think they should.
I'm going to go ahead and change their scores compared to like the teams they've played, and
You kind of got robotic there. I'm not entirely. I heard change and then teams they played.
I'm going with Baltimore.
Okay. I don't want to be the one to skew your opinion.
No.
Because if the Eagles then win, you're gonna be like, you motherfucker.
You raised some good points, and I absolutely will.
I want everyone to be here to see he is making this choice on his own volition. I have told him
my choice based off of my homie.
No, don't do that.
If my homie lets me down, my homie lets me down.
Hey man, I picked Washington to beat Tennessee.
I know you did.
You didn't? Why didn't you get skewed there?
You didn't have a good enough argument.
All right. At least I had a good one here, I guess. Let's move on. Anyway. We got the San Francisco 49ers heading to Buffalo. I'm going to be honest. Mad surprised at this spread being as low as it is. San Francisco only getting 6. I'm taking Buffalo.
Also taking Buffalo.
Very surprised at that spread being as low as it is.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the final game of the week. Monday Night Football.
Browns and the Broncos.
Browns getting 5.5. That's tough.
Game, I was thinking this game was probably going to be a toss-up.
Well, let's look at it like this. We know the Browns won last week, but before that, they were struggling. Broncos, in backwards order, beat the Raiders by 10, beat the Falcons by 32, lost to the Chiefs by 2, throttled by the Ravens, lost by 31, beat the Panthers by 14, beat the Saints by 23. Their only 3 losses in the last 8 weeks were the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Chargers. And if you go back to
those aren't bad teams to lose to.
Literally 2 of the best teams in the AFC, and then a team we just got done talking about 20 minutes ago that we've been hard sleeping on. And then the only other 2 teams to beat them this year, the Steelers, who have been good, and the Seahawks, who have been arguably good. I hate to say that I think that the Broncos are the significantly better team here, but I do. I'm taking Denver.
I think the Broncos, I'm just trying to... Do they cover the spread?
Well,
do the Broncos cover the spread?
Let's see. Let's look at the Browns. They beat the Steelers last week, but that was a weird snow game. There's a lot of elements to that. Before that, lost by 21 to the Saints. Lost by 17 to the Chargers. Beat the Ravens. They got a thing for beating their division. We got to acknowledge that, too, they are beating their division in both of those. Lost to the Bengals. I need you to understand, beating 2 good teams and losing to 2 bad teams is crazy. Lost to the Eagles, throttled by the Commanders, lost to the Raiders, lost to the Giants.
How much did they lose to the Bengals by?
7.
Taking Broncos.
Okay. All right. So the only game we differ on this week is Tennessee-Washington. Like I said, we're already 3-1. I already said it, but let me hear who you got. Highest scoring game of the week in total. Taking Philly, Baltimore, for sure. For me, it's an easy choice. I feel like.
I'm excluding any of the ones that are.
Yes, excluding what already happened.
No, that'll be shit. No.
Shit. Horrible.
San Francisco and Buffalo.
Okay. Lowest scoring game of the week. I got 3 in mind.
Texans and Jags.
That's one of the ones I had in mind. The other two being the Colts, Pats, and the Seahawks, Jets. I'll go Colts, Pats, just to get something different from you. But all right, everybody, that is our picks for Week 13. We are steadily coming up quick on the playoffs, man. We got 5 weeks left after this, and then it's playoff time.
Oh yeah, comment section. Just so you know, just in case you guys had an opinion about it, I personally would love to hear your opinion. This man, Sir Pippington, thinks the Dallas Cowboys makes the playoffs.
No.
Run with that what you will.
That's not what I said. I said that mathematically they still can.
Hey,
I didn't say I think they would. I said they can.
Comment section, let us know your thoughts on this man's pick for a wild card.
Hey, comment section,
give us your thoughts.
You know what? No, hey, you know what? You're right. Comment section, you let us know what I think or what y'all think about me saying that the Cowboys could still make the playoffs. But while you're at it, don't forget that y'all do get to decide the punishment for who loses these predictions. Don't forget, that is up to y'all. Y'all got to decide by the end of the season what the punishment is. So talk amongst yourselves. All of the 3 of you.
You think you're getting that many comments? You
Facts,
silly.
bro. That's
All
facts.
Right, we'll see y'all later.
Appreciate y'all. We'll see you in Week 14. See ya.